Greetings. Now you can relax, I'm not going to do it in Deceitful's voice, it'll be far too tiring. This is just going to be a very quick update video to answer a few questions, as well as give you a breakdown of what I'm up to. A couple of spoilers, because you're going to see what's in store for the next Warcraft Final Fantasy style video, so if you want to keep that spoiler free, I would recommend you just stop watching now. Okay, you're still here, so clearly you want more. Okay, so what you're seeing on the screen now is 3ds Max, which is the software I'm using to do a lot of my animations. A very powerful tool, a very difficult tool to use. Barely know 1% of it, and it's allowed me to achieve quite a few unique effects. So what you're going to see here in a moment is the characters and monsters that are going to appear in Chapter 1. Now I say Chapter 1 because the original Warcraft Final Fantasy style series started from number 2, and it showed Celestian and Orson arriving in Tanaris to meet up with Deceitful. But this takes place, Chapter 1, just slightly before, so it's when Celestian and Orson are on their way to Tanaris. And they run into a bit of trouble along the way as well, and you'll be seeing that in a moment. So might as well introduce the cast and crew. So you're probably looking at this and thinking, what the fuck is this? Well, first thing we have is the Saber Warg, which I believe was first introduced in Wrath of the Lich King. Now when I brought this model into 3ds Max, it was a pretty big mess. I had to do a lot of tidying up. It isn't exactly as it looks in game. I had to delete a lot of the additional fur along the tail, the back, the legs. It just I couldn't edit it in a manner where it'd be usable. My main skill set is still in animation. Even there, I'm a beginner. I've not done enough modelling to know what is the best way to tinker with an existing model to not entirely break it, so I just simplified the model. It still looks pretty good, and it's set up quite well, so that's absolutely fine. And how this chap's been set up, first what you see here is like the skin. Normally when you import it, it is just a hollow husk. What I've done is I've built its skeleton, so this is what it looks like, and there's one for each character, as you can see. And what this allows me to do is, so what you've got first is you've got the skin, which is empty. You fill it with the actual skeleton, which is the what have I done here? Which is the rig. And what the whole rigging process is, or skinning, how it's also known as. If I rotate the upper jaw, the teeth will move and the skin will deform and bend as it should do. So it's just so anytime I move a particular bone or limb, the skin around it molds as it should without being abnormal. So I can do it with the legs, and it gives me full control over the characters. You know, I can even rotate the pelvis and make it completely shatter the norm. So this is the control that Max offers. So how the Chapter 1's going to play out is Celestian and Orson are in the desert. Orson is revving to just, you know, go get to Tanaris, find out what Deceitful's after. Celestian's being his usual whiny, bitchy self, where, oh, I can't stand the heat, oh man, it's too warm, you know, being an absolute moan fest. And during their little argument, this chap shows up to make things even worse. So the first battle commences. When his HP gets low, it's going to unleash a rather loud howl, a call for help. Two of these will appear. These are the black/brown saber wolves, and once they're defeated, just when they think it's all over, this giant ringworm appears just to piss off Celestian that much more. The only thing I've tinkered with this model is just the lens. It's like a glass lens. I'm looking to maybe have this do like a laser attack, like a I'm a firing my laser, and just a rough animation on there to show you. The rings have been set up so they'll keep spinning automatically, so if I animate how this worm moves, I won't need to redo the spinny rings. So that's all been done. Next up we have Orson. Not much to say here. He's pretty much as he's always been, slightly different boots. The only corner I've cut with him is the actual head. I've gotten rid of the teeth, the ears, the eyes, because you're not going to see them, and plus they cut out of the helm, so to make things easier I just removed it. Celestian's been changed a bit. Originally he was meant to have a shield and one-handed mace. I've replaced that with this weapon because it's awesome. No cloak. I had to get rid of the cloak since I'm not 100% certain what is the best way to animate it. I could either simulate it or do it with a bone, but that's still not decided. So for now I'm going to put that on my to-do list at a later date, probably for the following video. The same thing for the hair. Usually Celestian's hair would stretch all the way to where this little diamond is in the middle of the chest, but what I was finding was when I was rotating the head, whoops, didn't mean to get rid of his hair there, when I rotate the head as an example, it still happens now, mind you, but the actual head, the hair cuts into the torso, which I didn't want, so I decided to simplify the hair and make it nice and short. And that's basically where we're at now. And just to show you a rough sketch of Celestian's walk, here's one here, still a bit robotic, quite rigid, but that can easily be smoothed out. And what you're seeing here is now, with these characters being inside Max, I've got full control over them now. The only thing that's stopping me from making something decent is my own ability, but there's a lot to learn. And just to let you know that I'm not twiddling my thumbs, if we go back, let me see here, in fact let me open up my project file. We are now up to about, ignore that, come on you little motherfucker, go on, there we go. We're up to 2 minutes 41 of edited content, it's fully animated. I'm not going to play it because that is beyond spoilerish, I'll just show you still frames, random ones. So here's one, here's one, here's one, here's one, here's one, and a potential spoiler. Celestian's not Alucard, despite me using that reference. He's someone who's got a dual personality. Emotionally, when he becomes extremely irate, or his emotions run rampant, his other half decides to manifest. He's not quite as held back as the normal Celestian. That will be discussed, and you'll find out more why Celestian is the way he is later on. So, you know, I've got a decent amount edited so far, and I'm now going to be learning walk cycles, run cycles, a lot of the principles of animation. That will take time, and I will keep you up to date with any changes. And what I'll also do for you is I'm just going to throw a very small clip at the end as well, about 10 seconds long, showing you an example of one of the conversation animations and dialogue that I've set up. Now you're going to see a little clip at the end. Hope you enjoy that. If you've got any questions, same as usual, put it in the comment section, give me a PM, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So thanks very much for watching, folks. I'll catch you later. Take it easy.
What? No! We could have met up with him at least 10 other locations. Booty Bay, Ratchet, or Grimmar. Heck, even Silver Moon would have been better, and you know how much I hate the Blood Elves.
You do realize that you're a blood elf,